I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the big exciting elements of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker has all to do with the new lore surrounding the Jedi, the Sith, and the Force that will be introduced to us, the audience, by director J.J. Abrams, once the film finally arrives in theaters on December 19th of this year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are very curious about is, of course, exactly how JJ is going to utilize the new elements of the Jedi, Sith, and Force lore, and exactly how it's all really going to benefit the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren in this particular story that's going to bring the Skywalker saga to a close and is also going to provide many different pieces of closure as well as ambiguity at the very end of Episode 9. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically a description of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is said to travel back to the world of Ahch-To, where it's said that Rey is coming back to the island as seen in The Last Jedi, as a way to collect her thoughts after fighting Kylo Ren on the second Death Star wreckage and tapping too far into the dark side. It's described that Rey makes her way up the stone steps at nighttime, where she is said to approach the Caretaker's Museum, where many of the relics of past Jedi are said to be stored, including Luke Skywalker's other belongings. Now, it's explained that inside of this large, unseen hut from The Last Jedi, it's said that Rey travels in there and discovers a mysterious, inactive lightsaber that is partially open that is said to be Mara Jade's lightsaber that Luke Skywalker took with him after the destruction of his Jedi temple. It's explained that the open section of the lightsaber hilt itself is said to contain a purple kyber crystal embedded within the chamber, where Rey is said to pick it up for a brief moment. This is where Luke's Force Ghost voice is said to tune into Rey's mind, telling her about his life as a Jedi Master while he was training a new generation of Jedi, where it's explained that while Luke talks, more flashbacks of Luke's early life are seen, where one of the shots is said to have a rear view of Luke's Jedi students, keeping their faces mysterious. One of the other figures next to Luke with the hood over her head is said to be Disney's version of Mara Jade. However, her face is not revealed in the shot. It's unclear if Mara is Luke's wife in the new canon or was one of Luke Skywalker's best students in the new Disney canon. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing about The Rise of Skywalker is that we really know little to nothing about his Jedi Academy, which honestly I find to be quite upsetting. We don't really know that much about Luke Skywalker's biggest achievement of his life is, of course, creating a new Jedi Order and/or Academy, whatever have you, and of course, recruiting all of these different Force sensitives to become Jedi Knights. And that to me is very interesting. I'm surprised that Disney really hasn't even touched on it more in the form of a book or a novel or even a comic book at that, right? So the fact that they will be touching on this briefly in the upcoming film is a great thing by Disney. It's a step in the right direction. It gives us a little bit more clarity to Luke's life and what went on after the events of Episode 6, which honestly I find to be a very interesting and mysterious timeline of the Star Wars franchise, but moving on. So Rey is said to travel back to the world of Ahch-To at the very end of the second act of Episode 9. So in case you guys did not know, the second Death Star wreckage battle between Rey and, of course, Kylo Ren are actually said to take place toward the very end of the second act of the film. After that lightsaber duel, Rey is actually said to travel back to the world of Ahch-To to collect her thoughts, as she has tapped into the dark side too far to fight Kylo Ren. Now that could very well be a big hint that she is going to once again defeat Kylo Ren, which honestly is a bit of a letdown to me because I think that Kylo Ren at least deserves a big win against Rey, at least in one of the lightsaber duels in this movie. In fact, there's going to be 3 major saber duels in The Rise of Skywalker, so look forward to that. One on Pisana, one on the second Death Star, and of course another of which that's going to be the flash fights in The Rise of Skywalker, so that's going to be a big deal for this movie. Now, the flashbacks themselves involving Luke Skywalker's early life and his life as a Jedi Master is said to be very important as well, as it actually does in fact describe that one of the mysterious figures standing next to Luke Skywalker is said to be Disney's new version of Mara Jade. Not just that of course Rey discovers Mara Jade's lightsaber hilt that actually has a purple kyber crystal inside of the open section of the chamber. So you can see that this most likely does line up with the rumors that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that Disney and Lucasfilm are planning to do a Disney Plus TV series of Mara Jade. Sounds more like that Mara Jade is going to be a Jedi student of Luke's, or at least one of Luke's best students, as opposed to Mara Jade being Luke Skywalker's wife. But to me, in my point of view, if you're going to call her Mara Jade, you have to make her Luke's wife, right? At least that's my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that, but that's my point of view at the very least here. So, with that being said, guys, I would love to hear what you have to say about this particular sequence, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.